Launch control. Oh my gosh. How's it going, guys? This is the all-new ZR1X, and it's an absolute monster. And today I'm going to show you what it's like to drive it from a first-person point of view. Special thanks to Mark Victor at Attorneys on Retainer for providing the car, as well as Track Time for some drag racing. More on that in a bit. At the heart of this beast is a 5.5-liter twin-turbocharged LT7 V8 that sends 1,064 horsepower to the rear wheels. Now, because this is the X, it's a hybrid. You've got the addition of the E-Ray motor on the front, which has been calibrated for more power, 186 additional horsepower on the front axle for a combined 1,250 horsepower. Because it's all-wheel drive, the result is 0 to 60 in 1.68 seconds. Yes, that's right, faster than a Bugatti or a Koenigsegg. It goes on to run the quarter mile in 8.67 seconds and has a top speed of 233 miles an hour. To put that into perspective, a Bugatti Chiron Supersport that costs over $5 million runs the quarter mile in a slower 9.1 seconds. A Ferrari F80, which you're paying well over $4 or $5 million, has less horsepower than this. The W1 has a couple more horsepower, but it's 10 times the price. This comes in at a bargain $209,000 base price, which for 1,250 horsepower, hypercar performance is pretty insane. For the ZR1X, we have new brakes, 10-piston calipers with 420mm rotors, the largest brakes ever fitted on a Corvette. And for the 2026 model year, you'll also get those on the standard ZR1. Now, the ZR1X visually looks identical to the ZR1, apart from this little badge right here. You've got that X for those who are in the know and know what to look for. I'd call it a wolf in sheep's clothing, but I mean, look at it, it's pretty aggressive. To hop inside the ZR1X, we have a hidden door handle right underneath this vent. Go ahead and pull that open to reveal actually a very nice interior. The seats are comfortable and supportive, nice carbon fiber backs, leather and Alcantara options absolutely everywhere. I like the contrasted stitching in this particular model. The squared off steering wheel takes a little bit to get used to. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the way it looks. To fire on the car, we've got a stop start button right here, and it fires up that twin turbocharged V8. The creature comforts in here are actually very impressive. I love this wireless charging pad that kind of folds upwards so it can fit your phone if you have a case or no case. We also have 2 cup holders, which is awesome if you're on a road trip. We have a wireless charger back here as well. The upgraded Bose speaker system actually sounds incredible. The level of bass is super impressive. Squared off carbon fiber steering wheel. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the design. The paddles, carbon fiber for the 8-speed DCT. I wish the actuation was a little better, to be honest, but small little gripes. We've got a triple display setup. Instrument cluster in the center here, multimedia on the right, and then we've got some pretty cool different modes that you can choose from over here for the traction control. So to switch driving modes, we'll go over to this button here, push that down. The graphics are pretty cool when it changes between sport, tour, etc. We'll put it into track mode, and now you get that awesome horizontal instrument cluster that is just way too cool. Now, my favorite mode is Z mode. If you click this, it brings up a fully customizable driving mode, so you can adjust the steering, the suspension, the brake feel, the engine sound, etc. to your liking. If we come over to the left display, you can see you can switch between different traction modes for the PTM. So sport mode, race 1, race 2, and a new pro mode. You also can adjust the launch control RPM. So we've got an automatic RPM. You can adjust that right here. It's a little rocket ship logo, which is absolutely awesome. And then you can also set up a customized launch control as well. Let's go ahead and put it into drive. As you can see here, it's set to 3,300 RPM and 10 degrees of slip, but that is fully customizable. We also have a really handy front lift button that activates super quickly. And when you turn the car off, it automatically puts the lift down so you don't get caught lacking with the lift up, which is awesome. We also have some great graphics on the display here. If we go into performance mode, it'll show you the combined electric and engine horsepower, which is pretty cool. We'll have that up out on the road. We also have something from Formula One, a push to pass mode. So if you're in track mode, you can actually push up on the cruise control and it'll give you a boost of power up to 1,250. If you put it into sport mode or various other modes, you get 1,250 at all time. We've got a camera-based rear view mirror because if you flip this down, you literally can't see anything behind you, which is really nice. You've You've got your hazards up here, and the nice part about the ZR1 Coupe is you can remove the roof. So you have kind of a best of both worlds. Obviously, in base form, this car is insane, but I do think the two options that are mandatory are the ZTK and carbon fiber aero package. Those combined will run you about $15,000, but it'll give you 1,200 pounds of downforce, Cup 2R tires, and revised suspension to really get the most out of your ZR1X. One of the things I love about the ZR1 and the ZR1X is as much of a beast as it is, it's actually relatively practical. Now, we have additional radiators in the front, so we lose the front trunk. But if we come around to the rear, I actually really dig this. Coming around back, I love that they've brought back the split window from Corvettes of the past. That just looks so trick. Now, if we open this here, you can see the engine, but you also have an enormous amount of storage space back here. Now, the items back here do get pretty warm, so it's not ideal if you have laptops or definitely don't want to put ice cream in there, but a pretty darn cool feature. Huge shout out to Mark Victor and Attorneys on Retainer for hooking us up with the car and track time for today's video. They provide self-defense protection in all 50 states with criminal and civil coverage when it matters most. Scan the QR code and use promo code VVAOR to get $50 off an individual plan or $25 off a family plan sign-up fee. All right, off we go. Now, later on in the video, I'll be taking this to the track and we'll get some really high-speed runs. But I just wanted to show you quickly around town what this thing is like, because it's got a cool duality to its personality where it is an absolute downright monster on the track and in a straight line, but at the same time, it's actually very comfortable driving it around town. The exhaust note is fantastic. It's surprisingly loud for an OEM car in today's day and age, but once you lay on the throttle, it absolutely hauls. Oh my gosh, that is absolutely insane. All right, let's go ahead and activate PTM mode. And we are at a stoplight here. And off we go. Launch control. Oh my gosh. This thing is actually horrifyingly fast. Oh man. Even on an unprepped surface, people have been getting 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds consistently. And this feels every bit as fast as those numbers suggest. I had just driven the ZR1 for the better part of a week, basically the day before driving this car. And so I'm very familiar with what that feels like. This, you definitely feel the extra 186 horsepower. That was absolutely insane. I love the fact you can see the horsepower readout right here. So if we go ahead and floor it, that is awesome. This thing is absolutely outrageous. Nice heads-up display in front of me as well. The amazing part of this car is we're in track mode, it's super loud, it's pretty aggressive, but if we go ahead and click this button and put it into tour mode, the suspension with those magneto-iriological dampers loosens up and it rides over bumps very nicely. It gets much quieter. Another thing that's incredibly impressive with this vehicle is just how easy it is to drive and how manageable 1,250 horsepower is. That's a very hard feat. Now, it weighs 250 pounds more than the standard ZR1, but you also have significantly more horsepower. They've calibrated the suspension to make up for that extra weight, so it does ride very similarly. I feel like the initial turn-in isn't quite as crisp, but it's very, very similar. I do wish the car was a little bit more raw. The steering is very precise. It has a little bit of feedback, but compared to something like a 750S or a 296, it doesn't have that kind of textured feedback in the steering feel that would be nice in this car. And I wish you had a little bit more feedback in the suspension as well, but then it makes it more uncomfortable to drive on a daily basis. So it really depends what you're looking for in a sports car or a supercar. And I also love the fact that just putting around, if you get on the gas a little bit, you hear the whirring of the electric motors. I love that. This thing is awesome. All right, well, I think it's time to take it out onto the track and see what this thing is like at full speed. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure to do so because we've got some ridiculous drag races with this car. Oh, it's close! Oh, I'm gaining on him. Holy moly! Oh my! Oh my gosh, he jumped out in the beginning and then just absolutely decimated him. All right, here we go.